the offending group is somehow useful in the broader political aftermath. But there's another moral dilemma to consider, maybe the toughest question of all. Are child soldiers innocent victims or hardened perpetrators? Or maybe both? And what do we do with child soldiers who commit heinous crimes? I mean, think about it. On one hand, these kids clearly didn't choose to become killers. The UN, the international courts, they all define that as a war crime. So legally and morally, we recognize these children as victims of horrific abuse. But does that still apply when a 15-year-old kid lines up villagers and murders them? How about when that kid gets older? And at what age should we treat them differently? I mean, they're young, but they're not just passive victims. They're also perpetrators responsible for horrific violence. Dominic Ongwen, he was abducted into the Uganda's Lord's Resistance Army at just 10 years old. He committed his first atrocities as a child under extreme coercion. Yet by the time he was in his early 20s, he was a notorious commander responsible for countless murders and rapes. At what point was he a victim? At what point was he a perpetrator? In 2021, the International Criminal Court convicted him as an adult, even though he'd started as a victim himself. Was that justice? And how young would the person who killed your family need to be before you considered him a victim deserving of sympathy more than a murderer deserving of punishment? They're messy questions with no comfortable answers, something we often see in wartime. One big question that I see repeatedly is, how do normal men turn evil? I mean, we see it in every war. One of the most fascinating books I ever read was called Ordinary Men, and it tracked one group of police officers in World War II, and it showed how a group of regular guys, family men mostly, became one of Hitler's most horrific execution units. I try to do it justice, and it's a fascinating story. Hey, I learned a whole lot by researching this video. If you did as well, come back again for more.